And hello to everyone, Hobie Gal in particular. I suppose. Thank you for dropping in. Today is I'm a little late, but just finishing up some lunch, so it's roughly the time. Not really late. I'd start. A wizard appears exactly when they wanted. They're supposed to. Whatever. I don't know the quote. Hey, my eye is itching. Itch. You know what cures itchy eye? Diet Coke. See, eye's not itchy anymore. Thus, QED, quod erat demonstratum. Diet Coke will cure pretty much everything that ails you. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. One Diet Coke a day. It's like, they used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Nobody ever tried it, but I'm trying the one Diet Coke a day. Actually, that has nothing to do with, so far the doctor has totally ignored this. Yes, and we also have the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. Let's talk about today's web stream. It's a beautiful Monday here. It's cold and sunny and gorgeous here in California. Come on by. It's free. And enjoy yourself. Oh, yeah, right. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming up. Got the Bluetooth controller. There's going to be flying around. I don't know where we're going to go or what we're going to do. No clue. And I won't until we actually dive into it. That's kind of part of the lack of planning process that gets put into the stream. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the musical. It'll be the big brain games. That's where I play the Quirtle. I already played today's Wordle. Got it 3. Pretty easy word today. The Wordle, the Quirtle, the Revealed, the Tightrope Trivia, the Reunion Puzzle, the New York Times Connections, and Octurtle in that specific order. I don't know, I'm a little anal about that. Right, and then it's going to be a guitar segment today. See the Epiphone there. I got a new tuner, by the way, recently. The thing I like about this tuner, I got 1 million of these tuners. I got literally 1 million of these tuners. But the thing I like about this particular tuner that my other tuners don't have, the major feature, is this tuner is rechargeable, and the other tuners I have all take a battery that kind of wears out pretty quickly. I end up buying, the batteries are like $1, but I end up feel like I'm putting a lot of $1 batteries in those tuners. This one you just recharge it from USB-C port and it lasts for like a month. And that one feature that is rechargeable makes it my favorite tuner. Right. So this is an SG. It's an Epiphone. They make a Gibson model in America, and the Epiphone model almost identically manufactured in this case, but made in China, a lot cheaper. About $700 versus $2,500 for the American-made one, and they're very, very similar. But this is called an SG Modern. You can see the body style is a lot like a classic SG, but the classic SGs were thin, top-routed solid body guitars. That's what the SG or whatever. In other words, they didn't have routing in them for the wires, and so they had a big pick guard. There's no pick guard on this, and this is not a solid body guitar. It has routing inside. It has effectively a cap and a body, and then they internally route it. And so it's not made like a classic SG by any stretch of the imagination, but it has some really great features, and we'll talk about it later. What if it's working? Let's just see here. Oh. It's not tuned up. I've had it for a while, but I've almost never played it on stream. This would be like the second or third time I've ever played it. Let me just get the tune going here while I'm talking about the tune. That's about right, actually. That's anyway, so we'll talk about when we do the TED Guitar Talk, which will be the second half of the stream. I'll tell you a little bit about the features in more detail. There's a lot to talk about before, and then I'll be playing it for a while. But a lot to talk about in terms of feature set. And I'll also describe what I do like and what I dislike about that guitar, because there are a couple things I don't like, and that are, well, I'll talk about when we get to that. They're ergonomically related to ergonomics, but it does play really good, very nicely. For one thing, it's pretty new, and it's a very, very well made guitar. I like all the guitars I have. I don't have any real duds. Um, but this one, like all of them, is pretty special compared to the average guitar. It's really good. All right, cheers. It says more Diet Coke. Actually, I already had some. Switching over to the game screen rather dramatically. I don't have my throttle body plugged in. I just don't have room for it today. So there's that kind of effect. It doesn't really matter that much. All right, so but it does kind of affect what plane I like to fly. Like I don't like to fly the gyro. Well, we just flew the Magni yesterday. There's so many fun ones, so many fun choices. Maybe the flying wing bomber today. Something that's like a jet. Or the 10R. You know what? How about the flying wing? Why not? It's definitely a unique kind of vibe. I don't get enough of it. I mean, I don't get sick of it. Hey, Pilgrim, it's been a while. How you been? I don't know if what you've been up to. We had I've been hanging out in Milo's stream a lot. All right, is it going to show the liveries? This is taking a little while. Normally this loads right up. But it's good to see you. Basically been doing the same stream. Going to keep doing it. Nothing too special going on. Boy, why is it sitting here? If I do this, does it give me these at least? I guess it does. It's having trouble loading the... I guess that's dynamic. So I'm wondering whether there's a server issue. And so the issue is, can we... Let's pick one of these camos. So this is, can we even load this plane? Now I'm kind of curious because it didn't show the preview. Let's just see. I think it might be okay, but I don't know. Where we're going to fly today, I don't know. Probably not. We flew South Africa yesterday. People were asking if we fly the Middle East a lot. And there's like, the place that's really cool to fly that I was talking about is actually Mecca, which is this area here, right? It says Mecca, but it's got some really cool buildings. It's an interesting area around Jeddah. Let's see. There's this international airport. It's one of the most busy kind of places in the world because of the whole Mecca thing. Oh, I'm echoing. Thank you. Oh, well, I don't have my reverb on. Check. Yeah, I know you shouldn't get an echo. That might be you. I check, I watch my own streams the next day. Like I watched yesterday's stream this morning, and I kind of make sure that the audio is okay. But I haven't changed anything, and I'm looking at my audio thing there. It's not showing anything that would show kind of dual inputs, right? Let me know if anybody else can hear that. I'm gonna bring up my little mixer here, advanced audio properties. Yeah, all I have is mic aux. Yeah, I don't have any multiple input thing issues. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, the YouTube sounds fine. I could check it by listening. In fact, I'll do that real quick here. If the YouTube is fine, then I'm sure the Twitch is fine. But see, I just have another computer. I can go to my own stream while I'm live, and then briefly listen to what it sounds like on my end. Okay, that's kind of echoey to you. No, but the audio is fine. All right, so it could be you. Oh, you had two things up. All right. Anyway, okay. Some people were suggesting that we don't fly around the Mideast that much, and they're right. The Middle East. This is one of the more interesting areas to fly around. It'll be interesting to do it in this German World War II experimental bomber. Should we take out at the international airport or the one that's near the water at Jeddah and then go east? Let's start at this international airport and then head west. It's not that far, I don't think. Right? What's the? It's about 50. Actually, it's about 20 miles. It's a pretty fast plane. Just doing pilgrimy things. Okay. That's yeah. I'm just doing Kench Niner things. All right. So cold starting it. Oh heck yes. Cold starting it is pretty easy. It's an experimental plane. But also we're gonna change the time of day from the middle of the night to the middle of the day. All right, so we're going to head west. There's going to be a bit of a flight over the desert. We're going to go check out Mecca, which has some of these huge, like the largest hotel in the world. It's like 100 stories tall, I believe. One of those kind of things. And then we'll fly west to Jeddah, which is on the coast of the thing. We get this message every single time, that message about multiplayer not being available. And I don't think it's me. All right, so this is the bomb. All right, at least it's loading today, and it looks like it does have the skin. So that's what it looks like. It's this experimental bomber from the early 40s with 2 jet engines in it. All right, let's get in this puppy. And you can see it's very primitive on the inside. It's actually got a metal over wood frame construction, which is kind of unusual. All right, let's see. What do you want to do here? We got landing gear, throttle, right? Okay. Hello. All right. Throttle. Okay, throttle. All right. All right. So yeah, we got a main battery is here. And then we're going to turn on our ignition systems there. Actually, technically, I don't think we turned the ignition on yet. I'll show you how that works. We cracked the throttle. That's all good. Oh, yeah, there's some fuel valves here. These have to be opened. And your alternators and fuel pumps need to be on for start. The interesting thing about this plane... Oh, yeah, let's open the canopy. It's always fun. The canopy slides open, and you get this great slide. Very, very smooth. Smooth slide open effect there. There's me. It's a different model for this guy, but he still doesn't look like he belongs in there. Great looking plane. Okay, so the way you start this plane is from outside the plane. You'd have somebody outside, and the starters are these little pull chains here. So we're gonna start. That actually engages the starting engine. So now we're gonna go in here. And we're going to watch the starter, which is this little... I think I can move this out of the way here. Stick this going. So you can see that this U minute 1000 is increasing very slightly and slowly as the starter speeds us up. Right? I think it is starting to speed up. Yeah, slowly. That's the electric motor speeding up the turbine. We don't have the ignition on yet, so we don't have power yet. We will in a second, though. Okay, when we get to that next hash mark, we're going to hit the ignition. And right around there, right around 18%, I think. Right? What do we got there? It's only like 5%. All right, let's try that. See what happens now. Yeah, now you can see it spinning up. Now that we have ignition, now the fuel is actually burning. And you can see smoke coming out of that left engine. That's the one we started. Real dirty startup. Real dirty. I like it. I like the smoke. In a second, you'll see it really start to come on there. You can see it spinning, but it's not really producing power yet until it gets enough. You see that it gets some temperature. You're gonna get up to about 6,000 RPM. There you go. Boom. There you go. And now it's like actually producing power at the back, so the smoke got blown away. All right, same thing for the other engine. We go over here. We go in front here. We're going to start the... all right, that's engine number 1. This is engine number 2. So that guy pulls that. We go inside here. Okay. We're going to watch the other RPM. It's just to the right of it there, which is currently at 0. Now that needle is slowly moving. It's going to hit the 2. That means 2,000 RPM. So the electric motor is spinning up the turbine. But there's no power being produced because I don't have the ignition on yet. That's over here, this ignition switch there. You want to wait for it to get up closer to about 2,500 before we hit that power. Okay, it's slowing down there. I think that's about right. Hit the ignition. And watch what happens to that needle. There it goes. Starting to speed up as we actually get... engine fuel burning. You see a lot of smoke coming out of the back there. That's showing the startup sequence there. Very smoky until the engine starts going. It's a really cool startup sequence. You'll also see the temperature starts to come up in the exhaust, 300 degrees, as the temperature and the speed is continuously increasing. Still not really producing a lot of power yet, but now it just started to. All right, both engines are warmed up. I like the startup sequence of these jet engines. Just about. Okay. Yep. They're both. Yeah, now they are. They're fully warmed up and ready to go. All right. Let's see. This is the one that kind of the messed up radio, right? We don't need the radio. All right. We're just going to talk anyway. All right. We're going to head west to Mecca and check it out. Okay. If you haven't, I've done it before, but it's been a while, so we're gonna ask for a west departure.
Tape ground, KNSH 9er with uniform. Request taxi for takeoff. West departure.
Kench 9er. Taxi to and hold short of runway 25. Using taxiway Golf Cross runway 17 Echo Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Can do. All right, show me which way to the runway.
Taxi
Oh,
to
that way.
and hold short runway
Fine.
25 using taxiway Golf Cross runway 17 Echo Alpha. KNSH 9er.
It's pretty deserty out here, but there's some kind of mountains too. It's not fully desert. We have our canopy open for the taxi. Gotta watch out. This thing has a lot of wing. It's all wing. Okay, so one thing I'd like to talk about this plane that's so totally unique is the kind of the way it takes off. You can see how it kind of points up like that, and the big gear in the front and those smaller gears in the back. Well, what it results is that during the takeoff roll, the rear wheels leave the ground before the front wheel does. If you're like, so that's very normal for a normal tricycle gear, but this is, sorry, for a tricycle gear, the front wheel always comes off before the rear wheels. Now, if it's a tail dragger, the rear wheel comes off before the front wheels do. So this is the only plane I have that the front wheel stays on, and also you land on the front wheel, and then the rear wheels come down onto the runway. It's just unique. It just has to do with the fact that it's a flying wing, that it's got a very short, profile, and just kind of the general profile of the wing. But the fact that that wheel is so huge really limits the. Hi, Science. Good to see you, by the way. You've seen me fly around the flying bomber many times, but have you seen us have we gone to Mecca? I don't know. It has. We'll check it out. It's got a huge hotel. It's due west of here. But again, this is one of the most touristy areas of the world during the Hajj, and then it's quite, you need a. Anyway, it's a long story, but apparently, you need to you effectively get permission. You get a tourist license to visit, because every Muslim is supposed to do it once in their lifetime. And you can imagine, with 1 billion Muslims, that's a lot of people coming to Mecca, and there's always like a big. It'd be dangerous to get that many people together. Where is this runway? We're heading out there. But somebody was saying, I don't really fly the Middle East that much. But the truth is, I go to Dubai. We went to Tehran. I feel like I want to go to Baghdad. We flew around Istanbul the other day. I kind of feel like I give Middle East even more attention than other areas. I mean, obviously, I fly around Africa because we fly around Cape Town a lot. We fly around part of South Africa. We flew around Victoria Falls. And of course, technically the pyramids are in Egypt, I guess. I don't know. We're almost there to the point where we can take off and fly around. I like the kind of the build up, It's fine. Oh, by the way, once you get to a certain speed, the canopy has an automatic closing system, which is why it's closed. I didn't close it, but that's fine. We'll leave it closed. For takeoff, we'll need it to close it anyway. Now you have flaps. But if I remember correctly, you really don't need them for takeoff. They're for landing. Actually, I guess flaps position 1, because they're those. Yeah, no, actually, they're the right kind of flaps for that. And big long runway again. They accommodate the largest of. The largest of planes? No, we're not near. All right, we're just going to take off because I don't know where we're supposed to go at this point. It doesn't seem to want me to. Runway 25. This is fly. It's going to complain, but it's basically not telling me where to go. All right, so my point is I like to do this from the outside, so I can see as we get speed here, what's going to happen is the rear wheels will come off and the front wheel will stay on the ground, and that's what I mean by that. You can kind of see it right there. Front wheel's still on the ground, and then you can fly. Probably wasn't a real straight roll. Okay, gear up, and you can see all the gear coming up. It's just a great a great gear up sequence too. Those doors.
Catch 999er.
Yeah, I wasn't cleared.
Good day.
Yeah, good day to you too. All right, we're heading west here. It's just a vibe. Yeah, it's gonna be a ways, but this is what's happening. You're gonna land here at this major airport, huge airport, and you'll probably take a fairly long, 1 hour ride or less than that, maybe. Get to Mecca, but let's just see what it's like. I don't know what it is. I don't know. All right, we don't need this up here anymore. Oh, that's not what I got to use my keyboard interface again. All right, let's get to set the trim. So we're making some good speed here. It's definitely not a slow plane. If you remember, there was a flying wing in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it had propellers and it had a pusher propeller system. They had multiple flying wing scenarios. That would have been much slower, just because propellers are slower than jets. But even at the time, the jets had a fatal flaw, which is that they would only run for 150 hours, and they had to be removed and serviced. And piston engines at the time, or turbo, other forms of propulsion had, in the thousands of hours. Jet engines just didn't have the kind of reliability for more than about 10 flights, and then you had to. They just, in the 40s, they were still figuring out how to make jet engines reliable. So anyway, so you come out here. Okay, so this is the city out here. They're to the east of Mecca, and then there's Mecca, and then there's Jeddah, which is the coast city to the west of Mecca. But you can tell we're heading in. You can see there's these kind of hills, and then it gets kind of flat, and that's where Mecca is. But yeah, Saudi Arabia, a big country, and we're not really in the populated part of it. Riyadh is quite a ways away. But we're in a place where people have been living for a long time, biblical times. So there's little enclaves of people are living around here. It's not barren of people. All right, so you get a beautiful view at both sides from your windows here. You got a Big Mac window there. Fresh air vent, they call it. It's for when you pull up to the McDonald's drive-in, right? I don't know. Seems like, all right, which way are we going here? But yeah, we come out into this big kind of plain here. But again, I don't think this area is completely barren. Like, you can see a road here. There's some houses over here. And it's just because, Mecca is such a huge destination. But it's interesting. People are kind of living on this little cliffside here. It's dead ahead. There's going to be more. I love how these guys have a good view, I have a feeling. It's in this kind of area up ahead here, I think. I wonder what they're doing up here. But yeah, there's roads, houses spread around. It looks pretty foreboding as a lifestyle, you know what I mean? Yeah. But there you go, down here. This is the valley. I guess it's a magical valley, right? It's a religiously important valley. All right, so where exactly? It's actually quite beautiful too, because it's located kind of nestled in these mountains here. We'll find it. There's going to be big buildings at some point. We're not quite there yet. This is just kind of heading there, right? Well, we'll figure it out. Hold on. Let me take the flight plan right here. Yeah, we're heading towards it, right? Or is it this way? We'll have to fly around a little bit. I thought it's right here. Oh, no, it's here. Okay, so we're going to have to go up around this little mountain here, and we'll see it. This is still a ways out. Okay. So this is just outskirts. But we're heading there. All right, we're on the way. This is a pretty good way to go because I want to stay nice and low, enjoy the vibe of the landscape from a reasonably low altitude. Again, these, the thing about the Middle East is it's not heavily detailed with a lot of, buildings that are unique to that area. It effectively uses satellite maps to reconstruct three-dimensional buildings. It's kind of cool looking right there, though, I gotta admit. It's like a motel or something. I mean, people want to stay, really close, but it's very small. And so they make pilgrimage. There's this gigantic mosque. Looks like there's farm activity here. I wonder where the water comes from. I bet they have some reservoirs up these hills or something. Yeah, there's some big hotels. But I was saying, it's like you'll see. We're gonna see. It's the biggest. I think it's the biggest hotel in the world. I'm not 100% sure that's accurate. That's what they call it. But you'll see, it's enormous. It's 100 stories tall. I've seen it before. But it looks pretty cool in the game. We don't need this up. I know where I'm going. I kind of know where I'm going. But yeah, the idea is that I think you can see it on the horizon, maybe, because it's quite tall. But as I mentioned, every Muslim is supposed to make one time in their lifetime a pilgrimage to Mecca for the Hajj. And as I say, and apparently it's definitely a thing to do if you're a religious Muslim person, I imagine. But you see in the distance, there's something kind of poking up there. You can kind of see it there. I think that's what. Yeah, that is it. You can see it from a long way away. It's basically a giant hotel, but it's right near Mecca. We'll stop time and get out. But it's right near the famous the mosque, which is not tall. It's very large. I don't remember exactly how detailed it is, but you can see. I mean, there's nothing off in the distance. No tall buildings. Unlike a place where you might see like a lot of tall buildings. The one thing about this is that it's both really tall. I'm doing good. Zoe, good to see you. Too much. I'm wondering what kind of road. Those looks like roads, but I'm wondering if it's rail. But anyway, the point is, yeah, it's not like New York City where there's a bunch of 100-story buildings, or Dubai where there's a lot of tall buildings. It's Mecca. There's this gigantic hotel, and in this, and that's it, and that's all there is. And there's a bunch of hotels, but there's this one enormous, which I guess it's one of the biggest structures in the world. It's on those records. Okay. So this is Mecca. But it's specific. You have to anyway. You're supposed to get a license to go to. You see, you're pretty new on Twitch. Thank you. I am pretty new on Twitch. Yeah, I've only been doing this for more than 2 years. Maybe you're the new one. But yeah, no, it's good to see you. I'm just irascible, okay? Anyway, we're gonna come back here, and it looks like a clock tower or like Big Ben from a distance, but you can't really fathom how huge that thing is until we get up close, which we will. Oh yeah, I know. I'm easily hurt too. At my age, I get hurt. Don't worry, I have the cure-all for everything, which is Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Immediately go to your local store and purchase all of the Diet Coke. All right, we're gonna stop time. This is what we do here. We use the time stopper. We use our magical parachutes to exit the plane, please, safely, so that we can examine the surrounds. So this is it looks. I mean, look how detailed this building. You got that classic symbol there, but this is a modern building. This isn't built a long time ago, but you can kind of tell the scale. I mean, each one of those is a floor. You know what I mean? I think it's about 80 stories tall. But then you got all these wings, and oh man, it's opulent. But of course, during the Hajj, it's completely full. And of course, you're a rich person. You're going to helicopter in. But look how massive that is. Yeah, no, I don't have followers a lot yet, because if you follow me, I will insult you till you leave. That's my plan. But it's fine. It's fine. So far, it's working. It's a good plan. Anyway, and now you know what time it is in Mecca. That's probably not the real time, but this thing here is really cool. I mean, the design of and complexity of this, we just have to appreciate a little bit. But that's not the only thing to see around here. 45 stories and not complete. It's only 45 stories. I thought it was like 100 stories tall. I'm wondering. Well, it looks completed, but I'm sure Google is right. There's a bunch of other hotels, by the way. It's not the only hotel, but it's by far the biggest one. I guess I don't know that much. That looks a lot taller than 45 stories to me. And I heard it was like 80, but I could be like going up to the top of this thing here. But now maybe it doesn't. That's not what it looks like in the real world. Oh, I'm gonna go back on the plane and fly around a bit. I think I lost what it was. There. Yeah, that sound effect means we're getting closer. Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, dive back into the plane. So this whole area below us in white is the actual mosque that you do, that you go. It's not the hotel, you know. It's this area here. It's there, and I guess there's kind of a long, there's a long march you go down or something like that somewhere. But that's the center of it. Yeah, okay, well, and there's kind of this kind of path, I think you go down or something like that from there to somewhere else. We'll make a couple of turns and check it out. Then we're going to head west to Jeddah, which is more of just a city that happens to be close to Mecca. But this is just Mecca. Everything you see here is just Mecca. You know, there's no other purpose, as far as I know, as a city to exist. But man, it's such an impressive building. And then when you get close to it, the model is quite detailed. And it's designed to hold several 100,000 people, right? I think at the same time, you know, for the outdoor area. So, or more. It's like millions. I don't really know. The amount I don't know is bigger than the amount I do know. But I do know this is Mecca. That's the part I know. It's nice looking. But again, yeah, this hotel is rad. I mean, I don't know if it's hard to say what it's like on the inside. All right, let's head west to Jeddah. It's just another 10-minute flight. And so we can say it's through some desert area. So this is what it looks like from here. That's what Mecca looks like. And just don't say I didn't take you. Don't say I never took you to Mecca. All right, where is this city I want to head to? It's okay. No, it's over here. All right, so Jeddah is dead ahead. We'll follow the main road. You can see kind of some nice intersection activities, and there's a lot of rail. You can see that's a train station there, and then there's rail coming in from Jeddah. So if you're in Jeddah, stay in Jeddah, and you go to the Hajj, you get off on that. You take the train to there, and then you have to get somehow to the mosque, the Grand Mosque, or whatever it is. Still, it's cool. It's cool to check out stuff. Anyway, thank you for coming by. Yeah, I stream about 5 days. In case you're not aware, I stream like roughly 5 days a week. I stream every day of the week, unless that day happens to start with a T. How can somebody stream on a day that starts with T? Well, unless it's a holiday, then I can stream on it. But, you know, so not Tuesday and Thursday. Any other day, though, you might find me streaming around this time, and it's going to be me flying around Microsoft Flight Simulator. Then we'll take a break, ask as anything you like. Then we're gonna take a break. I'll play big break games. We're gonna take a break. It's always a musical performance. I'm a kind of a amateur musician. I'm not a professional musician. But I do enjoy playing music on a daily basis. So what I do is my stream is, rather than worrying about trying to get people to come to my stream by producing a good show, I just do things that I would normally do during the day anyway, and I just stream them live. So even before I streamed, I played Microsoft Flight Simulator every single day, like religiously, kind of, whatever, obsessively. All right, let's go that way. And play music every day, either the guitar or the piano. Today's guitar day, by the way. So I just kind of package, my regular life into this little stream. But after having a great time, I really enjoy it. But then, it offers, I do go to TwitchCon every year. Last year in October, I went for the 4th time to TwitchCon. Meet up a lot of other streamers, hang out with streamers, a lot of partnered streamers, things like that, big time streamers. Go to TwitchCon. Next year, I plan to go to TwitchCon again, and then after that, I'm going with my friends who are my Twitch friends, and we're gonna go to Florida for a couple of weeks and have a good time in Florida. So this is this major road that goes from Jeddah. Oh, and also you can see it's a toll road. That's a toll booth there. Okay, I think it goes from Jeddah to Mecca. This is a really interesting looking development here. A highly planned little city. This looks military to me. That could be a military base or something. I mean, it looks like barracks, not houses. I'm gonna go with military. I wonder what military, because America has a lot of Do I need to put GFX in my channel, like a logo banner of it? You didn't see? I have an opening. I've got a mid-roll. I've got an outro. I've got dynamic alerts when people follow me. Now, yeah, I got everything I need for streaming. But thank you, though. Yeah, I know a lot of people, I don't really see the need for artwork. It doesn't. When I see artwork, it doesn't make me want to go to somebody's stream. But I do appreciate, like, I have friends who are streamers who, have, got some art, of themselves that they use for streamer merchandise and things like that. Good for them. It's not for me. All right, we can almost see in the distance there the Wata. That means we're heading it towards the outskirts of Jeddah, a fairly major but not huge city in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, well, the thing is, yeah, I like to do my own thing. I consider myself an artistically, moderately gifted person in terms of being able to do the art and stuff like that. So I did my own art. For example, there's 3 pieces of music that you'll hear that are canned music during my stream. There's the opening music, there's the mid-roll music, and there's the ending roll music. And I did those myself, so to avoid copyright or having to pay anybody. Not recently. I did them many, many years ago, but I've had them sitting around. These old tunes that I did on a MIDI system, and if you don't have something like that, you're gonna have to pay or have copyright issues. And I was like, I'll just use music that I actually created myself, and nobody can claim copyright against it because I literally wrote it and performed it. So that my attitude is, if I'm going to do something like that, I want the opportunity to try it myself, to create something artistic, to do the music myself. I do all the layouts here, and I always, yesterday I was looking at my music, how I do my music, which is I have a multi-camera setup, and I have a system which randomly changes scenes at certain time intervals and blah blah blah. It's really good looking. So yeah, I think my stream is fine. This is what Jeddah looks like. It's not really, it's not really a metropolitan, but it's obviously a lot of people live here, and it has the advantage of many other cities from many cities, which is the water. And this is what is it? Where the heck are we? So we're heading towards this pretty. I mean, you can see it's a large body of water, but this is the Red Sea or the Gulf of. Okay. It's big, though. I mean, it looks like, if you look at it like, that's Africa on the other side of this body of water. What's it, Ethiopia on the other side? Or Somalia? Or both? But you can see how big Saudi Arabia is. And we're quite a ways away from Riyadh. A lot more stuff is happening kind of on the other side, the other Gulf. This is kind of a quiet part, I think. Let's just check out Jeddah. I think you can see here how it's kind of planned to some extent around this bay here. You can see it's a big bay here. But I'm sure there was a time kind of before planes when, if you wanted to go to the Hajj, because it's been thousands of years, or it's certainly a long, long time, that people have been supposed to go to Mecca, make the pilgrimage. You would have come in by boat. You would have come in here. So yeah, you can see that as a decent-sized city without necessarily anything in particular that stands out. Unlike if you fly over Dubai and there's like millions of these super tall buildings. But you can see, okay, they got a waterfront here. There's a big circle there, right there. I'm guessing this is kind of the downtown-y area here. But I don't know. Never been here. Let's go nice and low. We're diving down. We're diving down for some urban canyon carving. I want to see if I can at least find like a stadium or something. But you can definitely see there's a lot of infrastructure here. Roads, interesting looking roads. There's got to be something like a football stadium. Yeah, you can see there's like an island there, resident with a lot of residential stuff. Yeah, we might not find an actual stadium, but it's got to be around here. There's a park. Okay. And this looks like a main drag down here. Flying my flying wing bomber. That's what it looks like from here. It's a little dizzying. It's a little dizzying, but that's how we fly around here. I'm experienced flying wing pilot. But don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing. Well, you know what I'm saying. In the real world, if you tried this, they'd pull your license. But yeah, you can't even fly one of these flying wing bombers. Oh, it looks like we might have some hotel action, like resort-style hotels over here. Because that looks like a lagoon and a pool. Yeah, that's a lagoon, separate from the outside there. Pool. Pretty. And this area looks nice, too. I'm thinking this is an amusement park. It's got a lot of parking. And plenty of parking for your like beachfront amusement park. Kind of think that's might be what is some kind of entertainment zone there. It's not as fancy as the amusement parks you're gonna see around Dubai, that's for sure. But you know, I like it. That's what we came to find. All right, I'm landing this hunk of junk. Again, it's fun. Okay, hey, I do see a stadium, but I think this is associated with a school. Not, yeah, it's a school, I think. Looks like track and field. And there you go. We're going to turn around and we're going to land at this other airport here. Well, actually, the airport is right there. That's where we're going to land. You see that's the major international airport for Jeddah. So it's literally right next door to us. All right, let's land there. Meanwhile, there's a few more buildings, but yeah, that's kind of the outskirts already here. All right, let's power. That's a cool looking building there. It's got like a triangle configuration or three-way, three-lobe configuration. There's the airport. All right, we're gonna get away from the airport. We're gonna make a turn and we're gonna land. I love landing. I like taking off, I like landing, I like starting the plane, I like shutting the plane down. I like flying over things. I pretty much enjoy the whole Microsoft Flight Simulator experience. It is what it is. I like looking down and seeing the shadow of my plane. It is nighttime there. I have changed the time of day, but I have not changed the weather, and the weather is basically based on a live weather. All right, where's that airport? It's there. Okay. All right, we're going to turn. We're going to make a big turn. I'm going to start bringing my flaps down. And I'm also going to bring, you see those doors opening? Gear. Landing gear. It's a pretty ass plane. I gotta watch out because you need to make sure you're still making power. So you need to have plenty of gas to the turbines. Because with those gear down, we are in a high drag situation. And again, in this plane, like in any flying wing, if you go too slow, you'll stall and fall out of the air. You don't want to do that. You want to have a nice landing, but then too fast is not good either. All right, we're at almost the final flap position. Flaps are in the trailing wing flaps. You can see right down there. Let's see. I think I got a good lineup here, right? There's like 2 parallel runways. Or is there 3 parallel runways? One of this is, we'll try the middle one. One of this has got to be a taxiway. Or maybe it's just the middle runway. I don't know, we'll find. All right, so anyways, I like to say this plane is a one-of-a-kind lander. Look how low that front, in this configuration, that front wheel is compared to the rear wheels. And that's going to stay that way as we land. And what's going to happen is we land on the front wheel, and then as we slow down, the rear wheels settle down onto the wheel. And the only reason I get excited about that and kind of nerdy about it is this is the only plane I have that does that lands that way. Planes either Well, basically all other planes, no matter their configuration, you land on the rear wheels and then you settle the front. You settle the front wing down. This one you land on the front wheel, and it's just a weird quirk of the configuration where that wheel is really low. It's many feet lower than the rear wheels. So when you're landing, it has to land first. All right, watching our speed carefully. 156 is a little fast. We want to be reducing power at this point. Reducing power a little bit more to about there. That's about good. There we go. Now 120. There we go. 140 is good. 120 is stall. So I mean, even though we're facing the ground at 120, we're literally ready to. We'll stall in this configuration and hit the ground too early. But we're not going to hit 120. 140. That's good. A little less power. Oh yeah, full or flaps to. Landing configuration. There we go. Landing. There we go. Landing. It's a nice long runway. All right, so we're going to put the front wheel down first here. You kind of feel it, kind of hear it like hit the ground here. When you feel it hit, there we go. There it goes. That's the front wheel. The front wheel's on the ground, but the rear wheels are not. Kind of wild. And then as we slow, turn the engine off entirely. Stay on the runway because we got to slow down here. Oops. Am I flying? How come I'm flying at such a slow speed? Oh, I forgot to turn the engine down. I guess we were just landing way too fast. I gotta figure this thing out again. Tricky. A little tricky. All right, canopy open. We're fine. I didn't smash anything. I think I needed a little. Oh, we're going too fast. I need a little more runway than I thought I was going to need. Check out we have big planes out here in this Jetta. It's the King something, you know. All right, so I guess landing speed is closer to about 75 or 80 knots, not 120 knots. But again, I just need to practice and those are things that you kind of have to learn. You kind of have to try it. Because yeah, that was way too fast. I do have brakes, air brakes somewhere, right? These things, speed brakes. And those pop out underneath, I believe, right? Maybe not. Maybe they don't come out until you're going a certain speed. I don't remember where those pop out. It's a cool plane. I had a good time flying around in it. Is what it is. But you see, yeah, lots of activity at this airport here. Big planes with big passenger numbers. But yeah, we're probably one of the bigger, busier airports in the Middle East, given its significance to Mecca. It might be one of those that has a season, like a month where it's super busy, and then it's not that busy the rest of the year, kind of thing. Yep, we got a 747-400 to admire here. Queen of the skies. You see how little our plane is. Our little jet engines are compared to the side of the jet engines on a 747. Cool. Can I get out and take a picture here? Get a nice screenshot. There we go. Perfecto. Let's take a little screenshot. Just make basically a postcard I like to send to myself at the end of the day. End of the day. All right. So it's, we're roughly 55 minutes in or so on a Monday. That means it's time to, no more flight simulation for today. But guess what? Wednesday, there'll be more flight simulation. I'm going to go into the just chatting category. We're going to switch to the big brain games. Let me just jetting, please. That was I enjoyed the flight. We'll fly somewhere else in a different kind of plane. Oh yeah, base cam. I'll switch over here. Get out of Microsoft Flight Sim. Main menu. So the first big brain game is the Quirtle, which is a lot like the Wordle, which I already did today. Except we're gonna be solving 4 games at a time. Let me get 4 words at a time. Give me a second here. Okay, that's going to be there. All right, let's just get into it. Big brain game number 1. Just a bit of a warm up. Now, I use the 3 same starting words every time. If you ever played Wordle or whatever those things, you probably are always coming up with a new word. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I got the same ones. Ooh, Lume. What could that be? And then we have, and also here. Huh. What is that? Rebus. Lower right. What else could it be? And then Lume is going to be Flume. Flume. What else could that be? All right. And this is going to be an easier one today because then we have brine on the upper left. It's just a warm-up game. Going to be doing some much more games here. And then this is another one. Roun. I mean, D. Super easy warm-up game. Celebrate with us some Diet Coke. I mean, I don't particularly think the brain was functioning more. We'll skip the weekly challenge. It's just another free game. You know, every day they do a new set of these games. All right, the next game that I like to play is called The Revealed. It's from the fine folks at Britannica.com. All right, it's a person with 4 names, apparently. And it's Martin Luther King Jr. Who else has that particular, is famous and has that particular pattern of numbers and letters? And I just, I'm not here to, normally I talk about the heavily redacted document, but I'm like person with 6 letters, 4 letters, and 2 letters that's famous. Martin Luther King Jr. You know what I mean? I don't really need to read anything. Fine. See the results. Right. We needed no reveals or hints. I didn't cheat, by the way. Other players, again, this is a relatively easy one, I would say. Relatively few reveals or hints needed for other players. But we didn't need any because it was a super easy one. Excuse me. The next game is called the Tightrope Trivia. It's a 9-question timed multiple choice trivia quiz from the fine folks at Britannica, also Britannica.com. They give us a new one of these every day. The Monday quiz is the easiest one. The Sunday quiz is the hardest one. I believe today is Monday. Thus it says easier on the top then. It's not necessarily easy. It just means, because trivia, you might not get, but the point is it's timed. And the biggest part of your score is how fast you get them, not just how right you get them. So as soon as I hit that button, the timer starts. We got to get going. Hello? Button. Gandhi Khan, Mongolia. He's a pretty good dude, well known, well liked dude in Mongolia. Pearl, technically. Is a gemstone, I guess. What kind of content? An image. I should know that. That seems like basic tech stuff. And I am a tech person. The island's blank Wester. Balmy would be the best out of those. And then it's going to be guitar day. I got a guitar I don't play very often that I whipped out. Stop. Video game as sidekick. There's Yoshi is Sonic. Oh, it's Mario. Of course it's a Mario. Of course it's Nintendo. Damn it. I should have known that. This is... Churchill? Jeez, that was a guess. These are hard. I don't know if I should have got that last one. You can see it now, I'm on tilt. Islands is Alaska. Yes, we know that. So some of the westernmost islands are in a different time zone. They're next day. The bells of of Saint. Oh Jesus! No, I don't know. Didn't know any of those, but I guess right. And Matthew. Oh geez, I don't know this. Peter. It was Paul. John. I would have known that one though. That seems pretty. That was a hard one. I crossed it, but we got a terrible score. I'm gonna go with I wouldn't have got those. I mean, I'm even on the best of days, I would not have known the answers I didn't know. Because that's the nature of trivia. I did cross the thing, but I've got a high flyer, which means you stink. The next game is called Reunion. It's it's a new game. Also from it's from the fine folks at Merriam-Webster.com. All right, let's play this game. It's kind of like crossword puzzle. It's kind of like a word, 5-letter word. You got to figure out which word you're dealing with here. What is this? Is this going to be Downy? Downy? Can we just pick that out of the lineup here at the bottom? All right, I'm trying to get this in less than 17 moves. What is this word? It's probably going to be a consonant here, like skim, SKIM, possibly. But maybe it's, what else could it be? Spim, SPIM, no. Because that I and the M have to be there. SRIM doesn't also make any sense. Yeah, I think the only thing that makes sense is this K there. I was right. That's the only letter that kind of makes sense. Okay, that's good. What else do we know here? Like this P has to stay on the column. The A has to stay on the column. This R has to stay on the column. But they're not in these positions, and it's not there. So the R has to be here or there. I think the R has to be here. Okay, this is good. And then what is this? Ends in BER. But it's not with, but doesn't have an S. But it could be, let's see, what could it be? It could be Ember, EMBER. I kind of like Ember. If we move this E and it becomes green, and if we use this M and it becomes green, then it was Ember. Okay, this is good. This is all helping getting this there in the 17 moves or less that I like to get there. I'm pretty sure this word is, this word could be skimp with a P, because that's a word, and there's a P available. So now that I think about it, I think it's probably skimp, not skim. And that helps because we got to get what this vertical word is here. POR something Y. The O's not there. And the N is not there. It could be a T, porty, something porty. Like sporty. I think it's sporty. So if I move this T here, it should turn green. But I think this S, one of these S's that's available, right? Yeah, this S here on the up top row has to stay in the row. And I believe it's, oh, no, that's not the right place, though. Oof. So there is no S that could go there because it's not the right color. All right, let me leave that for a second. Okay, I think this word here, the vertical word just came to me that I think I know what it is. I think it's rainbow. So this O is going to turn green. If I put the A where it's supposed to be, yeah, and the R goes there, right? That's where it has to go. And then we have an available N to move there to make a rainbow. All right, we're doing well to get it in 16 or 17 moves, which is par. But to do that, we have to make all these correct moves. All right, so this one here, could the S be there? And this word also, this P has to be here. Or this P has to stay in this word. I think this P has to be there. Yeah. This, but where's this S go? Because it has to all that also. Is it? Oh, I gotta figure this out because I don't want to make a mistake at the last second here. There's two S's that have to be placed. Okay, suspend. Got it. So S, and then this U, which can go there, and then this N goes there. It just took me a while for me to visualize what this word is. Suspend. All right, 16 moves. So it looks like we're going to need more than 17, but that's okay. It's just the nature of this particular game. We didn't do anything wrong. So I think this, to form a word here, is going to be sir. And the last word to be formed is going to be... All right, it is going to be sporty. Okay. But I don't see how we could have gotten less than 18 moves because we didn't get... I did not miss anything. So, that's interesting. Interesting. I would have thought I would have got it at 17 since I did get everything positive there. All right, well, that's the end of the reunion. We got a couple more big brain games to play. The next one's called The Connections, a New York Times game here. Get into that. We got these 16 short words and phrases, and we got to form them into groups of 4. Seems easy, but it's a tricky game. Let's get into this. You got to read them out here. Handshake, compact, armchair, expert, console, headquarter, novice, footstool, understanding, pumpernickel, proficient, agreement, ceftazidime. What hell is that? Ceftazidime, intermediate, bookcase, and money penny. Okay, so I see there's a dime and a penny. There's a dime in ceftazidime and a money and a penny. There's a nickel in pumpernickel, and if we can find another money amount in one of these things, I think we're good. But what would it be? Proficient, case, intermediate. Yeah, I don't see. I see dime, nickel, penny. Dime, nickel, penny. Oh, headquarter. All right, we're moving. Ending in U.S. coins. All right, that wasn't even one of the easiest ones. Let's see. I think something like a compact, an agreement, an understanding, and a handshake are all things that are related by something or other. A promise. Okay. Promise. I'm having some Diet Coke to celebrate. We're halfway through this game. Or mostly through all the big brain games. Console, novice, proficient, footstool. Like armchair, bookcase, footstool, and a console are all things that you'd find in your living room, right? Novice, intermediate, proficient, expert are all levels of ability. Living room furniture, novice, intermediate, proficient, experts, levels of ability. This is one of the easiest ones we've done. Experience levels. That was probably the easiest connections we've had since we started doing the connections, which is actually only a couple months. I haven't done it that long. But that was, that was a good one. If you've never done a connections before, that would be a good one to start with. Let's see. They're not all the same difficulty level. Some are much harder than that. I would prefer it a little harder than that. You know what I mean? I like a challenge. There's one more game to do. It's the Octurtle, which is a lot like the Wordle and the Quirtle, except we'll be solving 8 words, 5-letter words at the same time. Now, of course, I'm using my powerful 3 starting words. Hello. every time. So I don't have to come up with words, And these starting words are sort of like a microscope to observe what to dish out give us all the clues we need. Right, coast. For at least a few of these words. Let's see. This one here is going to be BRO, broth. Come on, buddy, broth. And that'll give us the H, which is used in a bunch of places. This just could be hunky, right? Hunky. Not use the K anywhere, but that's fine. Now we have, by the way, this one here is a great word, RHYME, rhyme. That has to be there. We have BLE, and there's probably just bleep because there's a P in there. Then we've got, we have throb on the left here. Another classic 5-letter word from the dictionary here, right? Yes, throb. And we're moving along, but there's going to be one more of these big brain games of these octorals. And then we'll be moving on to the mid-roll, and then finally the guitars. I'll be talking about the guitar. I'll be playing the guitar. I'll do a little singing. You're just going to want to get ready to smash that mute button as quickly as you and hard as you can. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. This just could be messy, right? MESSY. That fits there. See, we got one left. Let's see. We have an I to place, and that's it. All we know is there's an I to place. It could be dirge, because the D and the G are available. It was dirge. All right. Final game of the big brain games for today. Now, Wednesday, there'll be a whole nother set of big brain games. They're new every time. But the final one is called the Rescue. It's technically the hardest game. Let's just play it. All right, let's see. This one here is going to be, has to be style. No, it has to have an O in it. Stole, STOLE, right? That's the only thing it'd be. Let's see if we have anything here. This one, it could be purer, PURER. Let's see if we can get something. This one has an L and an I and a K. It ends in EN, so we know all the letters. So pretty much tells it what it has to be. Now we have one here that has S blank OR blank. And it could be, let's see, because we have a limited number of possible things to go in between the S and the O there. Could be a Y, but no, S. It could be, no, can't be sworn. SWOR. That's no. SF, SD, SG, SY, no. SMOR. Yeah, that's an interesting one there. Because the H isn't available. SROR something? No. Let's see. SWOR. Oh no, it could be sword. For some reason, I was looking at that and going, that's not how you spell sword. That's how you spell sword. Duh. All right, now let's see. Let's move along here. I don't have all day. I do have kind of all day. I got to get back to work at some point. Not anytime soon. Oh yeah, with that W. Now we have awoke on the upper left. It's all spelled out for us because that K was very helpful. It's something LO something D. Could it be flood, like with 2D, like that? Flood. It's a funny looking word. Okay, now we know it's A blank O. Well, we already knew it was blank OR. And there's an, there's an N. So it's either N-A something O-R, but I don't think it's going to be Manor, M-A-N-O-R, right? Yeah, I believe 99% chance there. Okay, now we're down to one word. We got 2 guesses. We're doing pretty good on the extreme today. We could get it with 1 guess to spare, because this last word starts with an F, has an E in it. It's like fairy. All right. Well, that's the good. I feel good when I win the rescue. I only get about 60% of those, because that's a hard game. Try it yourself if you don't believe me. Ah, cheers. Have a little celebratory Diet Coke. All right, everyone. Pile in for the mid-roll that I personally created myself using no external tools or spending any money on any external artwork. And then after that, it's going to be the time for some music. Oh well. Turn my mic off. That's fine. All right, let's get going here. Music category. I should normally turn my mic off during the thing, but. Anyway, yes, it's an SG. It's a SG Modern. It has a veneer. Actually, I think this is a solid maple flame top. It's an unusually nice guitar. A couple other features of the SG that I hadn't talked about. The SG Modern, specifically asymmetric neck profile, which means it's thinner on this side and chunkier on this side. You won't notice it unless somebody points it out to you, and then you'll go, "Oh, okay, all right." You don't notice it, but it's once you do, it's kind of cool. It's hard to describe, but it's a very comfortable neck to move around on. What I don't like about it is the SG in general has poor ergonomics. Just it's where the thing when I'm standing up, it tends to want to push the neck out in front of me when I'm standing up. I normally play standing up, so I play standing up here. You can't really tell. But if I get away a little bit, maybe you can see what I'm talking about here. What you can see talking about here is the neck tends to move this way towards you. Or if you can see from the side position, it's moved that way. I'd rather be here, and it kind of wants to naturally be out here. Most of my other guitars will sit correctly closer to my body. It doesn't have. It has nothing. It has nothing to do with this. It's the guitar design. There's nothing wrong with this specific guitar. All SGs are going to be like that because the way it attaches in the middle here, and instead of attaching at the horn, makes it just a little bit harder to kind of handle close to your body when you're standing up. Now, when I'm sitting down, it doesn't matter, and it's very comfortable to play sitting down. The other thing is it's a 24 fret guitar, and it's kind of a long scale because of where they put this here, this unit here. Instead of putting it down here, they put it up here. I'm not sure why. And that means the neck has to be really long. So now your hand my hand has to go a little further out by about an inch than it would on a Les Paul or other style guitar. And that's for, if you're playing by feel, I'm not looking, I just have to know where to put my fingers. The fact that I have to move my wrist out another inch than I normally would is kind of a deal killer. The compensation would be to move the guitar, to hold the guitar up here. Then I'm playing here, over here. So for whatever reason, I don't find the SG, or maybe just the 24 fret SGs, or I don't know. I don't find this SG to be ergonomically ideal. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's not one I would. If I knew in advance I was ergonomically not going to enjoy it that much, I wouldn't have bought it. Not a huge investment. It's a Chinese guitar. But I'm having trouble with the switch. That's this pickup. The pickups are great. So there's a lot of unusual stuff. I mean, it's a really well-pointed guitar with binding and the nice pearloid inlays. And I think that's actually mother of pearl inlay there. Locking Grover tuners on the back. You can kind of see there. Locking Grover tuners. They're really good tuners. You got a nice little ergonomic cut there, belly cut there. It's nicely weighted. It's not super heavy. Again, just the issues of the neck seems too long to me. It seems like a baritone neck, but it's not. There's been times I'm so confused. I don't know what's gonna lead to you. I just get turned and walk away. It's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say that I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. I figured out it's been a long, long while. There is a turnabout, wondering if it feels right. There's been times I'm so confused. I don't know the need of you. I just get turned and walk away. It's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. I'm not gonna do that whole song. Is it okay? I'm doing a little tune-up work on the guitar. So I've taken out, I've adjusted the string height, intonation. Didn't need to adjust the truss rod. It's pretty straight. But you know, basically just kind of my full tune-up. All right. Well, I feel like singing some songs in the old karaoke systems, and it's free. It's free to me. It's not free because I have YouTube Premium. That's why I don't have to, you know, see the commercials. And that costs what, $12 a month or something. It's my YouTube Premium is absolutely one of the most useful paid subscriptions I have. It's still counting crows here. Baby, what's the problem? I know it. Maybe I'm in love. Think about it every time I think about it. Can't stop thinking about it. How much longer will it take to do this? Just to do it, 'cause I can't ignore it. If it's love, makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing about love. Oh, come on, shoot a little faster. Come on, world will follow after. Come on, everybody's after love. So I said I'm a snowball running down into the spring that's coming. All this love melting under blue skies, melting under sunlight, shimmering like a baby blossom to the strawberry ice cream never end up. All of this love, well, I didn't mean to do it, but there's fluids escaping in love. These lines of lightning mean we're never alone, never alone. No, no, come on, move a little closer. Come on, I wanna hear a whisper. Come on, settle down inside of my love. Come on, jump a little higher. Come on, if you feel a little lighter. Come on, feel what's your time I'm in love. We're accidentally in love. 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 Accidentally. I'm in love, 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 I'm in love. Accidentally. I'm in love, 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 I'm in love. Accidentally. Come on, being a little tighter. Come on, world's a little brighter. Come on, get yourself inside of her love. I'm in love. I don't know, I just like that song. I don't know the guitar part. It's a Jim Croce song. If I could save time in a bottle, first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, 3 words can make wishes come true. I'd save every day like a treasure and then and I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. Looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. Turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh at me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I'm getting a little sitar in here. Unwantedly. I'll play a few more songs, see what happens here. Why? You could stop. Cable 3. Oh boy, it's the best viewers ever. Not Stream Boo? What happened to Stream Boo? There he goes again, racing through my brain, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes again, pulsing through my veins, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes again, racing through my veins, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes again, calls my name, pulls my train, no one else feels my pain, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes again, chasing down my lane, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes, there she goes. I hope it looks like I'm having as much fun singing that song as I actually am. Probably not. I'm having more fun than it looks like.
Sinking.
Same band. The other song I like of theirs. Out of the inside green dress, can you swing a spinning step? You wear those shoes, I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit glow. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down that broken treehouse, swinging me upon its hanging tire. Bring your flower hat. We'll take the trail mark on your mother's back. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit glow. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, and make the fireflies dance. Silver moons sparkling. So kiss me. Fun song to do. Never tried amazing that you see one day yourself. Now you're off with someone else, and I know. And I thought that I might keep you for my own. What you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't think the time was right for us to fight. All things we thought weren't proper could be right in time and can't see which way we should turn together or alone. I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Don't take too long to see what you want to do. I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't know if it's you or if it's me. If it's one of us, I'm sure we both will see. Won't you look at me and tell me what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Yeah. Stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Falling in out of you, falling in and out of love with you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep falling in and out of love. You. Might have one more in me. We haven't done this in a while. It's a really hard song to sing, though, right? Meet me in the crowd. it's one, cable 1, not even close. Give me a second here. Last song though, but I do like I like the background vocals on this one. I can pick this one. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Carrying she's a silver sun. You best walk her away and watch it shine in. Watch her, watch the morning come. Silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? Going to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. Hey, babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? Going to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway calling. Decent lightning dogs a bite. Signs that might be omen say I'm going, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me. Still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and going to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Going to Carolina in my mind. And I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Going to Carolina in my mind. I'm gone. Say nice things about me. I'm gone. So got to carry on without me. I'm gone. All right, that's all my James Taylor for the day. But you know, considering he is the greatest singer who's ever lived. Hold on. Not going to do that one today. Maybe next time we'll do Wicked Game. I really enjoy Wicked Game. But you know what? It's time. It's basically the 2-hour period. It means it's the end of today's stream. But not the end of the streaming because it's all going to happen again Wednesday. Knock on wood. A whole nother stream on Wednesday, which would be a lot like today's stream and just about as mediocre, I would say. We cut it right to the middle of the bar, or the middle of the winter. This would be a really good stream. This would be a terrible stream. You know what I mean? Right around there. If it gets too high, I have to intentionally sabotage the stream. If it gets too low, I'm going to take my clothes off and do a hot tub stream. But that's not, we're not there yet. We're still going to do another stream that consists of me playing around Microsoft Flight Simulator, using the beautiful Bluetooth Bluetooth. I don't care speak. Picking out another one of my beautiful musical instruments. Although next time it will not be a guitar. It'll either be the Rocksmith bass or me playing the piano. Mostly the bass. I'm gonna pick my bass on Wednesday, and that'll make Friday a Ken's Piano Lounge day. Oh, it is what it is, but I had such a great time doing it. I'm going to do it all over again. Oh, by the way, plenty of Diet Coke left. In fact, even ice. It's icy after almost 2 hours. The ice has survived. It must be dry ice. I don't. It's still really fizzy too. This is some good ass Diet Coke. Damn it. Hold on a second. I think I swallowed a hair. In fact, that Diet Coke inspired me to do the following. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Bye, everybody. See you next time. Here's my ending stream with my custom music that I created myself.